Canada at World Hockey Championships, you and I talked about before they went over, and I think one of the interesting developments we probably didn't get to while you were away was you were sort of like, you know, if I'm a Jordan Binnington, I don't have to go. And the next day he's like, fuck it, I'll go. This was Fleury, it was Crosby, it was McKinnon, Travis Konechny is over there. Travis Sanheim is over there trying to sort of inflate himself after
Montour
and up and down. Montour, yeah, trying to get on the
Horvat. There's all kinds of
Bo
guys.
Horvat had a great tournament, and it's sort of well, look, let's get right into what happened.
What happened?
What happened? They have to fly to Copenhagen as this tournament was co-hosted by Denmark and Sweden, and so it's obviously pre-written into the tournament format that whoever is going to play Denmark, should they make the playoffs, will have to play the quarterfinal.
That's bullshit, Matt.
That turns out to be us.
First place in your division.
On a
you
plane.
beat the Swedes in Stockholm, and you get to go. Guess what?
You think the travel was tough? It's too many time zones. Too
And
many
again, I look at the whole thing and go, okay, if you're Canada, you don't get to use that as an excuse.
No. But it still sucks.
It does suck, and in no other world does it happen.
Have you've been to Scandinavia a few times? I've only been the one time.
I love it personally.
Yeah, the one time I went,
I want to go for
enjoyed
the
it.
fist beer.
Have you? No.
No, I don't want to pour a fist beer. I just want to have a fist beer.
Any idea? Like when you were in Copenhagen, did you see the arena? Go by the arena? Go in the arena?
I was actually in the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Well, what's the context? What were you in there for?
A practice of the national team.
Oh,
actually.
okay. Yeah, no, it's it looks like what 12, 15,000?
Not even.
No.
I want to say probably closer to 8.
Oh, okay.
8 to 10, somewhere in there. But yeah, not big, but it's got good old world feel.
Sure. So Denmark, as one of the hosts, right? There's two pools playing in each. They get to stay when they made, and they made it in at the very end on the playing
Jimmy
Germany.
Stutzla, if you could score that shootout goal, Stutzla
Could have helped us all out here a little bit, but they don't. So Denmark makes it into the quarterfinals. Canada has to fly over there, and the interesting / cruel part of this, on so many levels, is.
And not really, though.
No, but Canada's like, we'll be back for the semis, so we're just going to leave all our shit here in Stockholm. They fly over to Denmark, they lose, and then the tournament has only chartered one plane, right? The two winners, because in theory, who gives a shit about them?
You don't need to come back because you're not a winner.
You're going home. So Switzerland and Denmark are on the chartered plane from Copenhagen to Stockholm.
2B division powerhouses.
And Canada is not allowed. No room for you, Canada.
Now, good for you that there is a train that goes right through Kastrup Airport. That should take you right over to Malmo.
That's
right
that cool tunnel / bridge.
Come on, man, over the bridge. You're right through Malmo
It's
into
got to be
Stockholm.
5 hours total or something. But
3 hours, you're there, man.
okay. Look, we can talk about the logistics of it all, although that part is to me interesting
the most
and
interesting part
humiliating
of
for
this,
these guys. Yeah, but look, we talked about this team, it being Crosby and pals.
Yeah, they had a solid team there.
Did they let down? Did they not care enough? Or is this just one of those crazy things that happens when you wear a leaf on your chest?
Well, and I'm going to tell you right now, Matt, as somebody who fucking shelled out $2,400 to be at the World Juniors and watched
this will come up again.
And watched Matejko or whatever, that fucking Latvian guy who's now playing for Rimouski.
Yep.
Watched him score. I'm tired of feel-good stories happening on my dime.
Yeah.
Like, it's great, the Danes. Good for you, man.
Yep.
This is a great story for hockey. I'm tired of watching it, and I'm tired of happening at my expense.
So the Danes in that quarterfinal against Canada had 33 shots. And in the third period, outshot Canada 22-10. So for as much of an upset as we want to call this, and it obviously is,
Yes.
Canada did not play well, right?
Correct.
Like, this is... Again, I don't want to say it's not a fluke. It is a fluke, but when you allow them... Normally,
2-1.
when this stuff...
2-1.
When this shit happens, and you outshoot Denmark 41-12, and something weird happens,
Yes.
it's like, well, that's fine. You gave up 33 shots. 22-10 in the third. You
Yes.
didn't have it going. You weren't
Yeah.
engaged enough.
Your goaltending was not the issue.
No.
No,
Although, I'm with you. But if I'm Binnington, I do suddenly wish I'd have stayed home.
okay, but
I had the job wrapped up. I won the Four Nations. I'll go over. I'll cement my... Oh, no. I'm
I'm just saying 2 goals on 33
No,
shots.
I'm with you. This is
34.
not his fault.
You expect a lineup. I don't care who else is in it. If you have Celebrini, Crosby, and McKinnon,
Denmark had...
you beat Denmark.
Denmark had... the country, not this team. Denmark, the country, had 4 NHLers last year. This edition of Team Canada may have had 4 Hall of Famers on their roster. You have to beat these fucking guys.
Yes. And so that's a thing where it's right away. As soon as it happened on Friday, I was like, well,
Thursday.
what first seed has to travel? And then yes, I know.
I know.
And then you go, okay.
We are being mistreated.
Yes. And then you go, but in what world
Does Canada.
does Canada with the C lineup doesn't beat Denmark?
Right. And this wasn't their C line.
No. And so this is a B plus, like a B plus,
Yep.
A minus lineup.
Yep. Is this the worst thing you've ever seen happen to Crosby in a Canada jersey?
Yeah. You looked at before the Four Nations Cup, what was his record? His record wearing
In elimination
the Maple Leaf?
games was something stupid. I can't even remember. honestly.
Ridiculous. Like in terms of when he
World
wears
Juniors, World Championships, a couple Olympics, gold medals there.
and so
No, I can't beat Denmark.
yeah, and now
I think he did score the goal.
do I feel badly for Sid? Maybe. Like, how many times do we need to see McKinnon storm out of a fucking press conference or slash the boards and be pissed off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have my brand of granola over here.
This is it. Although great cheese, and I do love the lingonberry juice.
I don't even know what any part of that.
Lingonberry, man.
Oh, okay.
It is
In the lingonberry section of Copenhagen.
yeah, it's lingonberry is kind of like a blackberry meets a cranberry.
Okay.
It's delicious, man. A lingonberry. Come on. You could probably You could probably get it at an IKEA.
All right. Out to Canada I go.
Yeah. Well,
That's
or
Denmark.
at least the P and West.
Is this like, how do you, man, I just don't know how to reconcile. Maybe it means nothing.
It's a loud,
Maybe it
dry
means
fart,
nothing.
Matt.
This is it. Like, you go over there and everyone talks about the first week or so, it's a vacation. You and the boys are getting pissed up every night.
Getting your fika on.
Right. And then, don't do that. The second week, this is the other. The second week, your families come over, and now it becomes this. And this was the other great part of it, man. They take this flight from Stockholm to Copenhagen. This is a walkover.
Copenhagen.
Your family stays in Stockholm.
Yeah, we'll see you when you get back, honey.
Oh, you're not coming back.
Oh, guess
Oh
what?
no.
KLM only leaves from Stockholm, so get over
You're
here.
expecting, if nothing else, to play in the gold medal game. So your family is booked till Monday. You lose on Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. You're like, fuck, I just want to go home.
Yes.
I got to go back to Stockholm. I got to get my shit. I got to get my kid.
I'm going to Mitch Marner this. Oy.
Man, like, this is a humiliating... I got to tell you, man, Crosby, McKinnon, and Fleury need to have paid for a private bird Stockholm to Athens, or not Athens necessarily, but, well, let's go have a little vacation in the sun down in Greece somewhere.
Go to Portugal. You're down on the coast.
This sucks.
It sucks.
This sucks. You left your shit in Stockholm. I gotta go back. They're not flying me back. My family's there.
Well, and if you
otherwise, I'm just Like those guys will pool their money and charter back directly Copenhagen to Toronto and then fuck off.
Celebrini's like, do I got to fly back fucking, like, am I going back with the rest of them?
Let me text my mom.
Yeah. You got money, Mom? What are we doing here?
Well, not for money, but for permission, perhaps.
Nah, Sid's taking Celebrini. Honestly, this is...
So, we have now seen Canada lose in the quarters.
There's poop in the bed, Matt. There's poop
this year at Worlds. Lost in the semis last year at Worlds. And have lost 2 World Juniors in a row at quarterfinals. Weird things happen kind of situation, or is there a reason to look at Hockey Canada? Don't look in London. Just look at Hockey Canada and go, are things wrong here at the moment?
Well, I happen to be the judge who is going to now take over that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
No jurors required.
And I love Jacks.
Yes. Back-to-back Jacks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sorry,
back to back.
Oh, hey, Matt.
There's going to be an edit.
Yeah, you're way out of line there.
I'm sorry.
Yes. This is Shanahan is freshly unemployed.
Yeah. Apparently the Islanders don't want him.
Perhaps he could,
no,
do a
culture
forum.
Change.
Do a forum on hockey in Canada. The Dublin Inquiry. It's just, it's an unfortunate.
On the World Junior level, they have decided they are hiring a program of excellence general manager. Hockey Canada is. So someone whose only job, not we're going to pick the Saskatoon Blades GM, and this year they'll run it. I think they normally get actually a 2-year term. No, we are hiring a GM who will oversee the U17, U18, and the World Junior, which, man, makes a lot of sense. Watch these guys come up together through the whole thing. And then...
well, the WHL guy who did the last 2 years, please no, thank you. You're done.
Fuck.
We will forgo that.
There's obviously now a plan in place at that level. At the senior level, is this just one of those things, or is there something to be worried about in your opinion?
No, it's simply one of those things.
You're seeing a lot of people in the Shanahan fired week pointing and going, see, and look over there. That Dubas team, also fucking losers. You're like, 3 weeks ago, we were all raving about, look at this group. Fleury and Binnington and Konechny and...
Yes, best team in 20 years.
Right. But now they lost, so... Ha ha.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You don't... Yeah.
What you're asking is not wrong. You're not out in left field. It's that team should have done better. There's no excuse. 99 out of 100 times that team beats Denmark.
Yep.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen here. If that game happens this year in Bratislava or Prague,
sure. Prague.
Does it not happen? Like, what happens, right? Like, it's
to me, it's got nothing to do with the flight and having to go to Denmark and the intimidating crowd. You got to win that shit, right?
There's no reason that team, and like I told you, when it happened, I'm like, well, why does the fucking team that wins the ADP, you have to go? You're like,
it sucks, but
it doesn't matter because the reality is that team beats the other team 99 out of 100 times. Yeah. Guess what? We're just sitting here on a Thursday afternoon going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I have
Nick Olesen, who apparently is the best scorer outside the NHL, who I've never heard of.
Yes. And there's a pile of those
Nick
guys.
Ehlers and
We're Sogard.
Well, this is it. Like, my point the whole time has
Freddie
been...
Anderson. What's happening there?
We've, as Canadian hockey fans, World Juniors, World Hockey Championships, Olympics, have seen 100 times a stacked team put up 48 shots and a goalie keep it tight 1-1.
Some Danish carpenter.
And on their 9th or 10th shot, they bank one in off something stupid, and now you're in trouble. That's not what happened here. They put 33 shots on you, went 22-10 in the third period. I wonder if this celebration team, this party team, maybe
Too much
lasted a little
celebration.
too long. Instead of 1 week partying, went the full 3 weeks. Or like maybe that's unfair. Maybe they just
Well, when you lose in the quarters,
you get questioned, man.
you get questioned.
Yeah.
And the reality is, you scored 1 goal against Denmark.
Yep.
1 goal. Like whatever. Like you beat Denmark in a 6-5 shootout if you don't have your shit.
Right.
Like that's how that goes. You don't lose 2-1
No. You win an ugly one in a
in a shootout.
Yeah.
Like to me, you got enough talent there.
So last thing on this then, man. Did this do anything good or bad for anyone trying to make the Olympic team? I did sort of half joke that I'm sure Binnington, who had already put his name, if nothing else, on the roster, if not in the starting job, based on what he did at the Four Nations, jumps up after bowing out in the first round and says, fuck it, I'm going over there. I will be a part of this. And now he's the one on the hook. It's Sanheim, who struggled at the Four Nations. Mackenzie Weegar, who didn't get to go to the Four Nations. He wants to show himself as a guy who could step in. We got a bunch of young kids. We talked about Kent Johnston, Macklin Celebrini, Adam Fantilli. Does this unfortunate event do anything to any of them? Because I think we all wanted it to be an opportunity for themselves to show positively and put themselves on the map. Can the opposite happen? Where you went, you were a part of that bad thing that happened. We're not going to...
Sadly, so it's not sadly, let's just remove it.
Mm-hmm.
For the Celebrinis, the Johnsons, the Fantillis, it really means nothing. For the Uyghurs, the Montours of the world, it means
Sanheims.
Sanheims, it means a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the guys who you go,
Because
you know what?
Pietrangelo did not go to Four Nations. And if you're sort of looking in that spot of like, fuck you, you didn't come, we don't need you now, maybe we reconsider and need you now.
The younger guys, you go,
You'll be there.
You need more seasoning.
Yeah, you'll be there.
The older
eventually.
guys, you go, you couldn't make it through this.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is how I view this
Yeah.
this experience as those guys. Whereas Binnington didn't
Should
hurt
have
him.
just stayed home, man. Should have just stayed home.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt him. Right?
Doesn't help him.
No, but you lost 2-1.
I know. I'm not blaming him.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying now, I think they were coming into the quarters. They were good. They lost to the Finns, and you're like, you should have beat the Finns.
Yeah.
You came up and you beat the Swedes in probably the best game of the tournament.
Yeah.
But you need to beat the Danes. You need to beat the Danes fucking 99 out of 100 times.
Yes.
We just happen to witness
The one.
with that lineup, and
And in the quarters. Like, you don't even get to bounce back and get a
the
bronze.
quarters are the cruelest.
That's it, man.
The cruelest
Yeah.
of all the mothers.
Yeah.
So to me, this is how that goes. And you go, the young guys, let's use Celebrini.
Yeah.
He rolls into this season, and with Mitch Marner, he fucking kills it in the first half of the season. He's going to the Olympics, man. He's going to the Olympics.
Yeah, he's got 40 points by Christmas. Or
100%.
Yeah. Could happen.
He and Mitch are killing it,
Yep.
and it's there. Whereas Weegar, doesn't matter really what Weegar does now, or Sanheim, in my opinion. I couldn't believe Sanheim was added to the Four Nations Cup. Harley has already eaten his lunch. Like, it's already happening, right? So, Pietrangelo, Harley, the guys like Weegar and Sanheim, those are the guys, and Montour.
Are you forgive and forget on Pietrangelo? Because there was a lot of guys who, like, he was playing regular season games and went, yeah. And then...
I am absolutely. I think at the time I said, that's a guy who looked at the Four Nations and didn't give it the respect that the rest of us...
But we did talk about Nick Suzuki, who also didn't, and he got punished for it.
Right.
Will they punish Pietrangelo?
No, because he has the pedigree already.
Yeah.
Right? And the reality is, we weren't sure prior to the Four Nations, we weren't sure what was going to happen.
Yep.
Right? And so Pietrangelo said, nah, I want to put this made up tournament versus what Vegas could do. I'm already a little banged up. Yeah, okay, but
Yeah, no, you
he's
can't
saying
foresee that. No.
these guys are paying my salary, and
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with this pseudo all-star team.
Yep.
So I'm going to put my money and my time and my energy into Vegas. The Olympics is a different animal, and so I do not. Petrangelo is going to be Petrangelo, and I want that guy on my team, man. That's it. Bam.
That's it. Bam. We wrap it up here. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. We are on social media at Talkin.
Enjoy that.